All right, back out here in the Live Impact studio now. We want to talk national championship for NCAA basketball tournament. March Madness coming up to an end. The national championship always bringing in these headlines. No Cinderella stories this time around. Of course, Duke lost to Houston over the weekend. A bit of a disappointment, but eyes now on Houston's head coach, Kelvin Samson, not just for a shot at the national title, but for a journey of his that started actually in a small town in North Carolina. And we bring now sports director Nick Carboni here from San Antonio live this morning. A lot to talk about this morning, Nick.
Yeah, that's right, Jane. Yeah, we're live on the famed Riverwalk in San Antonio. It's a beautiful spot, and it's going to be packed tonight with either Houston fans or Florida fans. That's for sure. Whoever wins tonight, it's going to be either a sea of red or a sea of blue and orange out here. So yeah, you mentioned, listen, if your team's out right now, I think a good team to pull for if you're from North Carolina is Houston, just the way they played against Duke in that comeback. And then your coach, as you mentioned, Kelvin Sampson, he is from Robeson County, Little Pembroke, born in Laurinburg, part of the a proud member of the Lumbee Native American community. He came from, very humble beginnings, talked about how his mom worked 12-hour shifts. He played for his dad, who was a basketball coach, very tight-knit family. His son, a former player of his, is now on his staff. He got emotional yesterday talking about his twin sister, who unfortunately passed away a few years ago. It's been a long journey for Kelvin Sampson to get to this game, and he's trying to become the oldest coach to ever win a national championship at 69 years old. A win tonight would also be his 800th career coaching victory. So as focused as he is on beating Florida tonight and delivering that title to Houston, he's also keeping that little pocket of North Carolina in mind.
Coming from a small town where you had to kind of outwork everybody was perfect for me. A lot of good friends. I don't get back much. I'm not sure when the last time I've been to Pembroke, but I know I have a lot of support there, and there's a lot of people there I still care about and love.
Is so supportive, and wow, we're rooting for him. Who knew about the tie to the Tar Heel State? How has it been for you watching Duke lose, and what is the energy like for Duke fans?
Well, we just saw a few Duke fans here on the Riverwalk, and like a lot of people, they buy tickets to the entire Final Four. So they've got their hotels, they've got their ticket tonight. They might as well stay, but obviously there is a lot of disappointment, a lot of devastation from that loss Saturday night. I mean, they were up 14 points. Jane, I know a lot of people who turned the TV off. It was a late tip. They were up 14 in the second half, in control of that game, and then Houston just went on an incredible run, and they showed their number one defense. Duke found out about that real quick because for the final 10.5 minutes of the game the other night, Duke didn't score. They scored one field goal in that time, and then Houston scored 9 points in 33 seconds to overtake the Blue Devils in that final minute. Took their first lead of the second half with 19 seconds left in the game and held on to win. It was the 5th largest comeback in Final Four history, which conversely means it was the 5th largest blown lead in Final Four history for Duke. And so that, I think they'll be back with their head coach, John Shire, just 37 years old himself. He was the youngest coach in this Final Four, but guy like Cooper Flagg, who is going to go down as one of the best Duke players ever and definitely the best Duke freshman ever, he's not going to get that chance to win a national championship, and I think that's going to hurt Duke fans for a long time.
Oh, I'm sure that's so disappointing for fans and head coach Shire there, Nick. And, he blamed himself, we heard over the weekend, for the loss of the game. Probably something tough to kind of have that wear off, and so many stars with Cooper Flagg for the Blue Devils. Any other reaction from the team since the weekend?
No, I mean, they left San Antonio. I'm sure they went back to Durham, went back to their, dorms or respective, homes. Hopefully spent some time with family and kind of stayed out of the limelight. Cooper Flagg did win another award that he had to be presented the morning after. John Shire was there with him for that, and they were happy to, honored to win the award, but obviously a little gloomy after that loss. With John Shire blaming himself, I wouldn't expect anything else from a coach in that situation. When your team's up 14 and the other team whittles it down and wins the game. I mean, there's a lot of factors in that, coaching included, but he'll learn from that. This team did have early season struggles in late game execution against teams like Kansas and Kentucky. They'd kind of fixed those, but then they got to a Final Four, Jane, where it was 4 number 1 seeds. So you can't mess around with anybody in those situations. This isn't like closing out North Carolina or another ACC team. These are the top dogs in college basketball that were here. It was the first time 4 number 1 seeds had been in the Final Four since 2008. So any slip up like that, and they had a big one, you're going to come out on the losing end of it.
Yeah, good point. And the song I hear in the background is "I Will Survive." So it seems like it's a theme.
Survive in advance, right?
Yeah, perfect. Survive in advance. There you go, Nick. Well, it looks beautiful and festive. Hope you're enjoying San Antonio there by Riverwalk, and safe travels back.
All right, we'll talk to you in a few minutes, Jane. Thanks.
All right, thank you.